The world is at war, and the legacy media is not telling you the truth. They have their own biased opinion, and I truly urge you to think for yourself. Because the way we're sitting is that here's America, and we're at the doorsteps of Russia, okay? And at the same time with NATO, we're leading NATO at doorsteps of Russia. At the same time, we're giving tremendous amount of supplies to Ukraine to infiltrate deep inside of Russia, from Moscow all the way down deep. We now have sinking their ships. We've blown away their infrastructure. We're hitting their airports. Their airports have to close down. We're hitting their business sectors. Imagine if that was happening in America. Imagine if someone was bombing New York or New York City, or they're bombing Dallas, or they're bombing Las Vegas, and we had to close these stops down. Imagine if airplane drones were coming right into Vegas and the strip had to close down. The tremendous amount of fear that causing the population, the tremendous amount of monetary losses, okay? And that's what we're causing to Russia. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, Russia is the world's largest nuclear power country, okay? At any time they can push the button, okay? And we're so close to Armageddon, as the Holy Bible says, that no one is even talking about it, okay? In the past month, almost every day, there's been some kind of inside of Russia, deep inside bombing, from killing their top military people all the way down to closing down their airports, okay? So every day, okay? Now, Russia hasn't done anything yet. And there's been so many red lines that has been crossed. There's too many. It's just like every day it inches more and more and more and more, okay? But just like a dog, there's two types of dogs. There's the dogs that bark and the dogs that are quiet. And the ones that I fear the most are the ones that are quiet, because Russia has been extremely quiet and not responsive to all the red lines we've crossed, okay? Now, think about this. We're at the doorstep of Russia. We're sending our military and our equipment and all the stuff thousands of miles away from our home. So think about that. If you live in Texas and some guy comes from a different state, let's say Oregon, and he drives to your house and he's knocking on your house and he wants to have beef with you, wouldn't you just blast the dude? I mean, he's like at your house, right? He drew 1,500 miles to your house and he threatened you. So that's what we're doing to Russia. They're not at our doorstep. We're at their doorstep. We're threatening them. We're giving them all these kind of equipment to Ukraine to infiltrate and destroy their infrastructure, okay? Destroy their nuclear triad, okay? Which, end result, is going to make them eventually react. I just can't believe Russia hasn't reacted, ladies and gentlemen. We've crossed the line so many times. We are giving the weapons. We're giving the, depleted plutonium. We're giving the tanks. I don't know if you guys remember, there was this video that the president did, and the background was all red, and he came out and said, if we do this, if we do this, if we do this, then we're definitely at World War III. Well, everything that he said if we do, he is doing right now. He says he's sending long-range missiles, he's sending X, he's sending Y, he's sending Z. There's no reason for me to repeat this stuff. It's already in the legacy media. He's sending billions and billions of dollars, okay? He's doing all this stuff. Well, eventually, these guys are going to react. They've been very cool, calm, and collective, okay? The Russians have, guys, so think about that. They've been very cool, calm, and collective, okay? And we're at their doorstep. Eventually, they're going to cock and load and go. It's already cocked and loaded, dude. They just got to push that button. They don't need to even cock it. They just got to push that button, okay? And boom. We are at their doorstep. NATO is at their doorstep. And we are threatening to pillage their country, to ravage their wives, to take their resources. And what do you think they're going to do, dude? Everyone in their country is going to stand up and fight, dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The same thing would happen if someone was coming to our country. I would fight, you would fight, everyone would fight, because you're trying to protect your wife and kids, okay? And that's what they're doing over there. We have no business being over there. We don't have no business spending billions of dollars. We have something called unsecured liabilities, like Social Security for retirement. Why are those things called unsecured liabilities, but Ukraine is getting 100% funds? That doesn't make sense. If we have that money, then we need to go ahead and secure those unsecured liabilities for all the old people that work their butts off. What about all the baby boomers that work their butts off? They have money saved up. Now it's their retirement time, but now inflation is twice the prices of twice the cost of what it was, or even 3 times the price what they were. Okay, well, they didn't plan for all that. Millions and millions of baby boomers didn't plan for all that, right? They planned for 2% inflation. They didn't plan it for 30%, 40% inflation. They didn't plan on some things being double the price, like rent, like food, like so many other things, right? They didn't plan on that. Okay, so if we have all this money, why don't we fix our own infrastructure? Why don't we fix the homeless on the street? Why don't we fix the homes being, unaffordable? Why don't we fix all these problems that we have here? Why don't we fix Detroit? Why don't we fix the water problems that we have? Why don't we fix the potholes that we have? Why don't we fix the Big Brother structure? No, we don't have money for that, guys. We will print money, cause massive inflation. We will go to wars all over the world, okay? And now we're heading to a war with a top opponent. And I'm telling you guys, these guys are not in turnover. We're the ones that have such a complex gadget. Like, look at the tanks we're sending to Ukraine. They're so complex. They consume so much fuel. They require so much maintenance. Well, the Russians are making simple things that work continuously. Look at their rifles that they've made. Everyone around the world has it. It's very simple. Anyone can use it. And it lasts forever, right? So this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with corporations in America that are milking the taxpayers, like Lockheed Martin and blah, 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 making planes that are getting hijacked, right, hacked, to tanks that are weighing so much, but they cost so much money, and they're sucking all of the life energy. Instead of paying for natural resources, we got to pay for these missiles and tanks and that don't even work 100%, while the Russians are making stuff that lasts for a long time. Now, if you listen to the media, they're telling you a different story, ladies and gentlemen. They're telling you a different story, okay? They have their own agenda. I don't have an agenda. I just want me and you to live in peace and have prosperity for our kids. That's it, dude. I just want to live in harmony and have freedoms. That's it. That's all I want. I'm sure that's what you want too, right? To live in peace and have harmony, right? With your family and kids or whatever you would choose to do. Be your dreams, whatever it is. That's it. Okay? Not wars, not taxation, not freaking inflation in all these other countries. Like, look how many wars we've been through, man. Like, since I've been to America, we've been through so many wars. It's hard for me to even keep count, guys. You know what I mean? For what? We have all these problems at home. We should just focus on home. And this is why you and I are paying the bill when we go to the grocery store. With $100, you can't. I mean, just the other day, I swear, I took my kids out. We went riding bike. We went to Whole Foods. We got 4 drinks. Now, they were healthy drinks. We got some coconut drinks, and then, I got one, like mixed drinks with all these vegetables. And it was like $47, guys, okay? For 4 drinks and for actually 5 drinks, okay? $47. It was healthy. It wasn't Coca-Cola or none of that junk, but we don't eat that stuff, right? But, so that's all you can get, dude. If you want to eat something healthy for $50, you're going to get 5 drinks. That's it. And why is that? Because of printing of money, because of mismanagement of the resources, because of buying all these expensive gadgets for the military complex that's making someone else extremely rich, and they don't even work 100%. You can see it on the news where they're asking people, where did the airplane go, right? Why, no one asks questions. Why do we spend so much money on that stuff, right? But the other guys are producing so much cheaper, more reliable, right? It may not have all the bells and whistles, but it works, right? So the question is, what do you want in life? I'd love to hear your comments below. I really want to know. I mean, what do you want? Do you want to conquer the whole world, or would you rather have freedom, or would you rather have less taxation, less inflation, more opportunities to have a business, to have freedom, not to have so much debt? You know what I mean? I'm tired personally. I'm tired of the too big to fail bankers, too big to fail corporations. Let's level the business field so the small guy can start their own car factory, the small guy can start their own computer business, the small guy can start all the stuff that the big guys do, right? But unfortunately, it's not like that. It's the regulations, the big corporations are in bed with the the lawmakers that, and they make laws in favor of them. So the little guys like me and you, we get stuck out. So for most people in America, they just have jobs and they're okay with that. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's getting more and more and more hard because of all the stupid regulation that is constantly piling up onto becoming an entrepreneur. If you're talking about marketing, if you're talking about, getting licenses, if you're talking about whatever, the insurances that go into it, you for almost everything, you're going to need all this money just to start up as a small business owner, or you're going to get your foot smashed in by your local police department because you don't have a license. And we've seen that on YouTube, we've seen that on Facebook, how small kids, parents, they're just trying to be entrepreneurs, sell water, and they're getting smashed up in America just for them trying to make $1 versus, but if you want to get on the food stamp, they're encouraging you to do that, right? Like, come on, get on the unfunded liabilities, right? Come on, do that. But if you want to go sell the water on the park, then they'll smash your face in, man. They'll smash your face in if you don't have a license, and the license guys knows how much it's going to cost. And if someone's just selling water, they don't got the money to get the license. They're trying to sell some water in a water bottle at the park so they could earn some money to do something else. But I like that. I like seeing kids or teenagers or grown-ups selling or bringing things to the park and hustling or starting entrepreneurships on the corner and, just making things happen, creativity, you know what I mean? I like that. I like to see that. I like to encourage that, okay? I hope you do too. I don't like the Walmarts and the Amazons. I'm sorry. Just only a few people get to get all the money. Everyone else is slave to them. Like, look at Amazon. They have millions of people working for them. It's like an army, dude. For what? For one guy? You know what I mean? Yeah, it makes things nice for us, but I think locally things could be nice for us too if everyone had an opportunity and there was not so much regulations like back in the old days, what made America great, when almost everyone was an entrepreneur, and we didn't have the 401ks and we didn't have the big corporations, only a few of those. But today is the opposite. It's the inverse. It's all the big and the small is just a little. You know what I'm saying? And they're taking that even away more and more and more. So, hey, let me know your thoughts below because, in my opinion, we're already at World War III. They're just not telling you about it. Everything's going forward. We're sending missiles. We're sending military people. We're sending tanks. We're sending everything you can imagine, plus our money, plus our intelligence, plus all kinds of stuff. And they're just not telling you about it. They're not telling me about it. But I think for myself, I'm not a fool. And I can tell, dude, we're at war. Look what's happening around the world. We're at war. Not only us, the world is at war. And eventually they're going to declare it, or maybe not. But I know we're at war, and soon enough, they're going to be coming for your kids and your sons and your daughters to go to fight. Because the way it's going, we're only heading to a nuclear exchange because we're attacking them. They got all the nukes. They got more nukes than anyone else, and eventually, they're going to get tired of it, like a big, strong dog that has courage, and someone keeps fucking with it, and he's just like, just relaxing, but eventually he's like, boom, and that's, you would too. If someone's coming to your house and knocking on your door and want to pillage your home, you would too, okay? So let's all respect each other and love each other and just move forward, and that's what I want, have world peace. Let's figure out how to cure all these diseases and feed the homeless and figure out how we're going to survive with the climate change, because we don't have to save Earth. The Earth is going to survive. The Earth is going to eat us up, and that's what the climate change is. It's not change for the planet. The planet is changing us, right? How can we survive? We need to put our time and energy into that versus these crazy missiles and bombs that do all these crazy collateral damage and wipe out millions of people with all the insects and plants and everything you can imagine. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, dude. But no one's really talking about it. Like, dude, we are at boom, boom, boom with two powers that have things that can destroy the whole planet. Think about what I'm just saying. Like, you're watching YouTube, you may watch Facebook, you may go to your job. Tomorrow may not be here. In 5 seconds, it might not be here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what I'm saying. Big Brother is doing stuff that can eliminate everything you know and you love. I'm being dead serious, ladies and gentlemen. And people, I've been right on a lot of different things, from real estate to commodities. So, I don't know it all. But, man, it doesn't take a genius to think for themselves and say, we've crossed so many red lines with Russia. from their infrastructure. We're hundreds of miles into their territory. We're hitting their big cities. They have to close down the airports. They have this. We're killing their, top people, and so on and so on. Okay, eventually they're going to start attacking us. I don't want that, and that's what I'm doing. I don't know if that's going to help or do anything, but at least it'll get some of you guys prepared. Maybe, hopefully, I'm 100% wrong. Because I don't want that. But it doesn't take a genius to realize that if you don't listen to the media, because the media has biases, but if you just listen to all these different channels from all these different worlds and just put it together yourself, you can realize, man, the world is at war. Like, look what's going on with India and Canada. Right? What are these guys saying? You guys know? I mean, like, you probably don't know, right? Like, look what's going on with Poland and Ukraine. Like, that alliance is falling off. NATO's alliance is starting to crumble. What's going on with in Germany? 3 consecutive months, they're declining in their economy. That's like a recession, and now they're heading into a hardcore depression. They can't compete. Sure, they got great engineering, but they can't compete. Why can't they compete? Well, they used to get gas extremely cheap. Well, that's over, dude. They can't produce stuff. You can't produce stuff without fuel. You can't transport stuff without fuel. Okay, and now Germany's having beef with China. So not only do they shoot themselves in the foot with getting the raw resources in for their own country to produce cars and produce this and that, but now they're getting into China for them to get the products for cheap, because China's sending them still products for cheap, but they're getting in a fight with China. So now their people are going to struggle even more. They're in a economic recession, proven 3 months in a row. Okay, people have less money. Fuel is extremely high, and now they're going to try to get in combat with China. So the products that are cheap coming into their country, like e-cars, will not come in anymore, because the industry's suffering, because there goes the easy fuel. The competitive edge is literally gone, and they have to now. The manufacturers in Germany have to go to other places to manufacture if they want to be competitive. And so, it's going to, just look what's going on, right? Look what's going on in Iran, what's going on in China and Hong Kong, what's going on. And I mean, you can see it, guys. The thing is about to pop off at any minute, like literally at any minute. And no one's even talking about it. Like, Cuba was nothing compared to this, okay? Because they got thousands of more of these crazy, earth-destroying, human-destroying, planet-destroying weapons, dude, that can annihilate every kid, every grandmother, every grandfather, every dog, every cat, every pet. I mean, think about that, okay? It's hard to understand until one is popped off, and then there's going to be massive panic, okay? And I don't want that to happen, But there are elites in our governments that want that. They want the slaves like me and you to go and fight. They want our kids to go get slaughtered, right? For them to have economic prosperity. This war is really economic. Okay, the dollar is dying. That's why U.S. has to put so much money into it. This is not about Ukraine and Russia. This is about the dollar. This is about us being able to print money. This is about the Federal Reserve, the ability to print money, and U.S. having the petrodollar power. Because without that, we wouldn't be where we are today. You and I wouldn't have the luxuries we are today. We wouldn't be able to be the world superpower, right? Because if we wouldn't be able to print money, we can print, send out fake papers, and get actual resources that are valuable, that we need, the world needs, like oil, like anything you imagine, from rice to actual end products for dirt cheap by fake paper. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for clicking the like button. Thank you so much for liking, commenting. If you could share, I really appreciate it. And don't take no for an answer. Always remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. Roll me. Peace.